I just came out here to our backyard grocery store and thought I would pick some basil for our supper tonight. So I thought I'd bring you along and show you how to pick basil so you can double your production. And then I'll show you what to do with that basil. So here's how you pick it to double your production. See right here? Here's the top of your basil. See, right here is your stem. And here, right here, see, you have another plant. See, right here, you have another plant trying to grow out of, for lack of a better term, the armpit. And you have another one right here. So, you want to cut right above that. And see, now, you cut off one plant, and now you're going to get two to replace that one. So every time you do that, you double your production of your basil. Now I've got a lot of basil to cut, so I'm going to get to cutting, and then we'll go in the house, and I will show you a delicious way to use this.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Jason, and this is Art of Creation Homestead. I hope you enjoyed that little bit there. Angela Kay went out to cut that basil, to show you what to do to take care of your basil appropriately. And she's brought that basil in here, and she's put it inside the food processor, and she's going to show us how to make a delicious pesto. For pesto pasta, okay? So, I'm going to get out of the way. I'm going to let her take care of this because she's got more brains than I do on this, okay? Let's go.
As you can see here in the food processor, we have all this beautiful basil. We have some opal basil, and we have all three kinds of basil in here.
It smells great.
The opal basil, if you add that to your pesto, if you grow it and you add that to your pesto, it adds such a great note of flavor to it. It just makes all the difference.
Such a relaxing smell.
Yes. If you do not have a food processor, this is the easiest way and quickest way to do this. If you do not have a food processor, you can do this in a blender. Okay, so we have about 2 firmly packed cups of basil leaves in here. And we have, you can do 1 to 2 cloves of garlic, but this clove was absolutely huge. So this is just 1 clove of our homegrown garlic. And I've just cut it in chunks, that way it'll grind up easier. Now, at this point, you can add any nuts that you want. I know traditional pesto calls for pine nuts. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Pine nuts are stinking expensive.
Way too expensive.
So I do not use them. And it doesn't matter because I really like walnuts in it. Walnuts give it such a great flavor. So I am adding about a fourth to a third of a cup of walnuts. Now, you can use any nuts that you have. I have used almonds many times. You can use pistachios, you can use walnuts, you can use pecans, anything that you have. If you do not like nuts, or you are allergic to nuts, you can just use sunflower seeds. They work great. I've used them before. They work great in it. So you want to add the nuts right now because they help work as an abrasive to help crush up the basil and bruise it up really good. Another abrasive for the garlic and the basil leaves is you want to add a couple of good pinches of salt and some fresh cracked black pepper. If you do not do fresh cracked black pepper, you can just use what you do have. But fresh cracked black pepper is always better. So now, we're going to put the lid on, and we're going to give it a couple of pulses just to get it started moving. Now, at this point, you want to turn it on and leave it on until everything is chopped really well. And as you can see, everything's chopped up really well. I'll take the lid off so you can see it really well. See, everything is chopped up really well. It's almost like a paste. And the smell that just came out of there is absolutely amazing. But I forgot to tell you, before you start this process, make sure you get your pasta started cooking, because this doesn't take long.
Nope.
Make sure you have that part done. Now we are going to slowly drizzle our extra virgin olive oil in through the feeder tube. This will take anywhere from a half a cup to 2/3 of a cup. I will show you what it looks like when it's perfect. So you want to have it on while you're drizzling. Okay, as you can see, now that is the perfect consistency.
Nice. Very nice.
Now, we are going to add my favorite part. You cannot make pesto without Parmesan cheese. So, I'm going to add about a generous half cup of good Parmesan cheese. You can use the green can. It's always better with the good stuff. So, now you want to pulse it a few times just to mix in your cheese. Now, scrape down the side of your canister because you do not want to miss any of that cheese. And look at that. That is so pretty. Now we have to taste it to see if it needs any salt.
That's the worst part of it, ain't it? Tasting it.
We determined that it needed a little bit more salt, just a little pinch more salt, a little pinch more pepper, but that's up to you and how much salt and pepper you like. So now our pesto is ready, and we are going to put it in a bowl and wait for our pasta to get done. This is our beautiful pesto.
Very nice.
It's gorgeous. And I'm telling you, that opal basil adds such a great back note flavor. Okay, now, one thing I have to tell you. When you cook your pasta, I am using penne. You can use your favorite cut. When you cook your pasta, before you drain the water off, save back about 3/4 of a cup to a cup of that starchy cooking liquid. Most of the time with pesto, you need to add a little bit to just loosen everything up and get everything coated nicely. And now we are going to put this whole thing together, and we are going to make it into one of our favorite summertime meals.
It really is.
So now you just want to add your pasta to your sauce. And the reason penne is probably our favorite cut, but the reason we like penne with this, that little hole, your sauce goes all up in that hole, and when you bite in, it's like a burst of flavor coming out. And to me, that's just an amazing part of using penne.
Now basil pesto, you don't want it like a regular spaghetti sauce, right? You don't want like it running over everywhere.
No.
No. It's very strong, first of all, so you don't want it, right?
Yes. So to this, to make it a complete meal, I'm going to add a little protein. So I have one shredded chicken breast here that I have just roasted with just basic salt, pepper, and olive oil. So we're going to add this shredded chicken breast just to add a little protein to it.
Yep.
You don't have to do that.
Could you add something else different? Like if you didn't want chicken, could you add any kind of smoky element?
You could add any type of salami. Would go really well with it. You could.
What about red meat? Do you want red meat with it?
You could.
You could do steak.
You could do steak with it.
You could do steak.
Okay, now I'm going to add just a tiny little bit of our pasta cooking liquid. Not even a lot. But we are going to add just a tiny bit, just to make everything more flowing.
I'm getting hungry, y'all. Man.
And then, of course, I have to do this. I finish it with a little more Parmesan cheese.
Let's finish off the canister.
I just toss in just a little bit. Yeah. It just adds a little something.
Beautiful.
And that's our supper. Yep. Now Jason gets to taste it for you.
Okay, now I get the pleasure of tasting this delicious bowl full of goodness here. Now I will tell you, it's going to be a little warm right now. It's not hot, but it's warm when we're eating it. But it is absolutely delicious, even cold. Like tomorrow, I'm going to eat this at lunch at work, and I'm going to eat it cold, and I won't dare warm it up. First of all, it's in the 90s and we're really hot this week, so it's a perfect dish for this kind of weather, but it's just really good cold. So I'm going to taste it just so you can see my overwhelming reaction, because I know you guys love to watch me eat. But I'm sarcastic too, if you didn't know. But anyway, here we go. Such a beautiful bite of summer. Like basil, the basil flavor is the epitome of summer to me. It's so delicious, so floral and full of flavor, and it's awesome. And if you need to learn how to make pesto, do this. Just do this. Whatever she told you, do it. All right, it's amazing. You ain't gonna go wrong. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, then you need to do so, because without subscribing to the channel and clicking the bell for notifications, then you won't have a clue when Angela Kay spits some more wisdom at you. All right. So thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you hadn't. Give us a thumbs up. Whatever. I don't care. We love you. So love us back. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Jason. That's Angela Kay. We love you all so much. God bless you and goodbye.